Talk about a heart attack. What is up, Finn fans? My dad just left. Hold on a second. My dad just left. And let's talk about this game. There's a lot I need to talk about this game. There is a lot. We're going to jump into the stats. There are people I need to shout out for buying merch, members, patrons, and all that stuff. I'm going to do that in the next video, just because right now my brain's going 5,000 miles a minute. I want to get all these thoughts and about the game and everything out right now for you guys. But I will. I know one of you guys sent me a picture. You got merch. A few of you guys became members. A few of you guys became patrons. I have a lot of stuff that I need to shout out. Also, prize picks. Check them out. All that good stuff. So that'll be in the next video. Later, after I shoot this and edit this, I'm going to do the best of the live stream. So I got a lot to do. But let's talk about stats. I'm not going to pull them up, but let's talk about stats. Kenny Pickett, 32 for 44, 257 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. He had a 66.2 passer rating. Najee Harris, 17 carries, 65 yards. Kenny Pickett, 3 carries for 20 yards. Jalen Warren, kind of confused me, 2 carries for 7. Receiving, Pat Freiermuth, 8 catches for 75 yards. George Pickens, 6 catches for 61 yards and a touchdown. Deontay Johnson, 5 catches for 42. Chase Claypool, 5 for 41. Defense, we had no turnovers. No sacks either. Pretty good. Now you look at the Miami Dolphins offense. Tua Tagovailoa, 21 for 35, 261 yards, 1 touchdown, and 92.7 passer rating. There was 2 dropped interceptions from my memory. Yeah. 2. People like to call close passes potential interceptions. That's not how that works. There was the dropped interception that was to Tyreek Hill, and then another potential dropped interception late in the game. So my counting, there's 2 dropped interceptions. Raheem Mostert, 16 carries for 79 yards, 4.9 yards a carry. I'm going to talk about that too. Jalen Waddle, 4 catches, 88 yards. Tyreek Hill, 7 catches, 72 yards. Trent Sherfield, 3 catches, 44 yards. Raheem Mostert, 4 catches for 30. Mike Gesicki, 3 catches for 26. Chase Edmonds, targeted twice, 2 catches. They need to stop throwing to Chase Edmonds. No fumbles for Miami. Sacks. Jalen Phillips, 1.5 sacks. Everyone kept asking where was he? Well, there he is. And 2 tackles for a loss. Christian Wilkins, half a sack. Interception. Javon Holland, Justin Bethel, and Noah Igbenogany. I am eating the crow. Happily eating the crow. He was picked on all game. Gave up a touchdown, and in the last moment, Pickett was like, I'm going to pick on him again. Instead of running for at least 20, he throws it, and he gets his feet down on that one, too. It's just an absolute thing of beauty. Throws 3 interceptions. So that is the stats. Let me give you, like, in-depth stats as well. Total yards, the Miami Dolphins had more total yards, 372 yards to Pittsburgh's 341. Turnovers, Pittsburgh had 3, Dolphins had none. Dolphins potentially could have had 2. They had dropped interceptions. The difference is Dolphins defense don't drop interceptions. Time of possessions, the Steelers had the ball longer, 33 minutes and 16 seconds to Miami's 26 minutes, 44 seconds. First downs, the Steelers had more first downs, 19 first downs. I want to look at the penalties. Pretty even. Steelers 5 penalties for 40 yards. Dolphins 5 for 30. Pretty even. I was going to talk about the refs and some of these really bad calls, especially he was like the ball's in the air, illegal contact, bad call, not calling the holding on Jalen Phillips. Like there was a bunch, but I'm not going to talk about it now because whatever. It is what it is. Dolphins won. If they lost, I probably would have bitched about it because that's what fans do. That's what we do. But Brandon Jones ended up getting hurt. Hopefully it's nothing serious. I will keep you guys updated on that. They put Flayton Cledulum. Put Clayton Fedulum. That's straight up dyslexia. If you're ever like, hey, what really is dyslexia? That's like a good part of what I just did right there. They put Clayton Fedulum out there. He actually did pretty well. He almost had an interception. He had his hand up there, smacked the ball down. But I'm hoping nothing's going on with Brandon Jones. The Dolphins came out hot, right? Touchdown, field goal, punt, field goal. Their first 4 drives. They came out real hot, and then they kind of cooled down a little bit. And a lot of people are like, oh, Tua sucks, and this, and that. Let's all take a deep breath. Let's take a step back. Let's take our angry hats off, because at the point of people saying this stuff, we were potentially going to, give up a game-leading touchdown. Let's take. Got to realize that there's a coach on the other side of the field that knows Tua in and out. They made halftime adjustments to stop Tua from doing the things he was doing, and their halftime adjustments were very good. You got to give the Steelers credit. How about instead of saying, oh, Tua sucks, Tua's garbage, I told you Tua sucks, like so many, not so many, but like few of you were in my chat, realize you have Mike Tomlin, a Super Bowl winning coach, and you have Brian Flores on the other side. Brian Flores knows what Tua does. So they picked him apart, but the Dolphins still won because what did they do? They took the lead that they needed to, and then the defense took the game over. It was a messy win. It was an incredibly messy win. The Dolphins very easily could have won by more. And I'm going to talk about that because I'm going to talk about Mike McDaniel. But give the Pittsburgh Steelers a little bit of credit on their scheme changes and on their adjustments at halftime to stop what the Dolphins were doing in that first half. Sometimes it's not about the quarterback sucking as much as it is about the opposing team making the right adjustments. Take a deep breath. The world's not ending. Oh, I want to give someone credit. Let me go to the I want to give someone credit. Where is it? Jason Sanders, 3 for 3, 47-yard field goal is the long. Very happy to see you back to your old form. As of now, Jason Sanders, very happy to see that. So let's talk about this, right? The thing that bothered me, right? We'll talk about the things that bothered me, and then we'll go into the good. The thing that bothered me, Mike McDaniel made some really bad decisions in critical situations. 4th and 3 were on their... I don't even remember. I'll have to look it up. But 4th and 3 were on their side of the field, and they're going for it, right? And I don't hate the call to go for it. Let me turn over and down. There it is. Where were we when it happened? Pittsburgh's 14-yard line. It's 4th and 3 on Pittsburgh's 14. I don't hate the call to go for it, right? If I'm the head coach, if I'm Mike McDaniel right now, my defense is doing a fantastic job of stopping the Steelers. So my thought process is it's 4th and 3. I'm going to go for it. Tua's been slinging the rock. This whole drive, he's been, 18-yard pass, 25-yard pass. He's been moving the ball, down the field, making the plays when they need to be made. I'm going to put the ball into his hand. He's either going to take it himself or he's going to throw it for a first down. If not that, I'm kicking the field goal. So in my mind, it should have been kick the field goal or pass it on 4th and 3. He ends up running the ball for about a yard. So you negate potentially having 9 or continuing the drive. And that 9 would have completely changed us for having a heart attack, watching the clock tick down, and at the end of the game. It would have been a completely different game. I don't like that call. Also, 3rd and 2. They pass it. Right? I think it was 3rd and 2. We ended up passing it. 3rd and 3. We end up passing it. We ran it. They used their 2 timeouts. There was about 2:41 left. And we passed the ball. And it was incomplete. And I was just like, you did the complete opposite on the other call. You passed it, and then ran it on 4th and 3. Here you ran it, and then passed it on 3rd and 2. He should have just ran the ball on 3rd and 2, God forbid they didn't get the first down, 3rd and 3. God forbid they didn't get the first down. At least they would have ate the clock up and kicked the ball back to them because they had no timeouts with potentially like 10 seconds left before the 2-minute warning. Those 2 calls right there were real bad calls in critical situations. Kick the field goal or throw it and run the ball. Now, we're going to break down the film, and I'm going to look at that play and see if there was someone open, because I noticed Tua is trying to feed the ball and trying to, throw the deep passes to Tyreek Hill. And I get it, but the Steelers did really good job. We can't, they are 2-5, 2-4 when we were playing them. You can't look past the fact that they're still a good defense. They still have good secondary. So you can't just force these passes. So there's that. The defense did really well. You held the Steelers to 10. Pickett kind of did his thing here and there. Noah Benogany was getting targeted left and right. We need cornerback help desperately. Like, that is the first. If I'm Chris Greer at halftime, I'm on the phone and I'm asking about some of these corners that are on the trade block, or I'm asking about bringing up somebody, or Byron, what is going on with you right now? Because yes, Noah had the interception at the end. It was nice. It was a good feel-good story of him getting the interception, him winning us the game. But he was targeted all game. X shut down his man. X did his job, but he was targeted all game, and he looked lost all game, to the point where they started playing zone. And by playing zone, we were giving up these passes while the receivers were finding the empty spots in the zone. Also, why was that happening? It was nice we got a few sacks here and there. We were barely getting pressure on Pickett, to the point where that man had time and time and time to allow these receivers to find the empty zones in our zone defense, because we were afraid of Noah Benogany one-on-one on Pickens. There's adjustments that need to be made. We won 16-10. I want the W. I have 4-3. We faced the Lions, we faced the Bears, and we faced the Browns. We have to play better to beat these teams, right? And then we go on a bye. After that bye, we should be getting healthy. We should be getting our players back. We should be getting back to 100%, and then get back onto the roll of things, taking on the Houston Texans. Home. Ugly win, but it was a win, and it is a win we needed. Got to tighten some things up. We need help in the cornerback position, and we need to figure out why we are not getting a legit pass rush with just sending 4. Like, I'm so happy Jalen Phillips got a sack and a half, and he had a big tackle for a loss, and then the very next play he had a sack. Very happy about that. But they need to figure out why we're not getting a legit pass rush, and we need to get a corner. Because if Byron ain't coming back, we need to get a corner. Trade deadline is soon, and I'm making a video. I already have a list of players that maybe the Dolphins can pull for a trade deadline. One last thing I want to say before I get out of here is the right tackle. I keep forgetting his name, and I apologize. Did fantastic. I think he gave up like a little pressure here and there, but the right tackle did really well. And I think when Austin Jackson comes back, Liam Eichenberg needs to sit on the bench. And I think Austin Jackson needs to play left guard. And I think the Dolphins' offensive line will be really good. We're running the ball. Also, this is the other thing. Why did we stop running the ball at points when we should have continued to run the ball, especially with Raheem Mostert, who's really good. But there's some things that we need to build off of on this game, and there's some things that we need to fix from this game. But we won. And that is all that matters. We are 4-3, 1 game behind the Jets, 2 games behind the Bills. They had a bye. We won. That's all that matters. Let's keep it going. I think right now I'll tell you where we're at when it comes to conference. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are the 8th seed. With the Chargers winning, we are right outside the playoffs. Cincinnati and LA are right above us. So we are the 8th seed. Keep winning. You got very winnable games. The next 3 games are very winnable. Browns game is going to be difficult. They have a very good offense and a very good defense, but very winnable games. But other than that, guys, I will see you tomorrow, probably with the deeper dive. But other than that, like usual, stay classy and fins up.